Well, I, for one, have a great fondness for hyper-violent PS2 action-adventure games, and BloodRayne here is one of the foremost examples of that exact niche. But I've never played it before, so I am finally correcting that mistake. And time for a little intro cutscene, in case you haven't played it yourself. I'll have to shut my damn mouth because there's no subtitles.
Tell me again. Why are we in a vampire ghetto after sunset?
Be patient. Wait. Watch.
Come on!
This is the one we've been watching.
We have no use for a vampire in our ranks. This is a waste of time.
Not vampire. Half vampire. Fewer weaknesses. She must feed.
Picked a dangerous place to feed.
She's hunting. Looking for her father.
The Brimstone Society.
The Brimstone Society needs her. We will extend the invitation. Time to go.
Where is he, bitch?
So BloodRayne leaves behind some kind of light grenade to wipe out all the vampires who came to kill her. Then, by sheer coincidence, leaps to the very rooftop where the Brimstone Society left their pendant, which she intuits is some kind of invitation to join their ranks. A lot of conveniences, but it works out well for our hero. 1, 2, 3, 4... Now that we're all synced up, I can go to the cheats menu. This game has a ridiculous cheat system where they have just random words that you can choose from. You enter the correct sequence of words, you'll unlock some shit. Uvula probably has a lot of uses. Of course, Satan appears in many of the cheats. Let's try Satan rules. Oh, the game knows I don't actually think Satan rules. I'm a total poser. You got me, BloodRayne. So this is not going to be a blind playthrough, or at least not this first video, maybe the later videos, but you'll be glad that I did a little practice run of the first level once you see some of the level design that goes into this thing. But even though I know the basics, let's go through training, because there is a lot of voice acting here in our little introduction. And we'll go through on normal difficulty. Oh, God. The control scheme options here. I'll remind you that this is an early PS2 game, I think 2002, before they really had cameras figured out. The first-person option that it sort of tells us not to pick here, if we actually read the text, that is the standard control scheme, where the right analog stick controls the camera, left analog stick controls movement. Standard, very comfortable. Third-person control, let's take a look at it. This is what they recommend we use where the right analog stick controls our movement, all of it, including strafing and whatnot. The jump button is also on the face buttons, so if we want to jump, we can't move at the same time. There's a lot of platforming in this game. The recommended control scheme of third person is unplayable. Luckily, the first person controls are quite good. And we're all set. Ready to begin our brimstone adventure of vampirism and Nazi killing in an absurdly horny manner. Not killing any Nazis yet, though. We are in the US of A.
Let's go then.
We've got a fellow vampire teaching us the ins and outs of jumping around a swamp. Here's the platforming I mentioned. Not quite as easy as it looks. Obviously, it doesn't look very easy. We're jumping onto tiny little ropes.
Let's check inside. Locked. And the windows are blocked. Let's hope they didn't barricade the door from the inside.
Here it tells us about the rebound kick. Hit X, and then hit X again to break through some stuff.
Oh, it's blocked from the other side. But there seems to be a weak spot in the wall. Kindly make us a new door, Miss Rayne. I'd like to investigate.
So if we forgot the inputs, as I did on my first time playing this, you'd be a little stuck here, because they tell you the inputs and then they don't give you any practical application for a couple of seconds. Just enough time to forget it, but as I noted, X then X.
Tear it apart, Rayne.
Oh, and then we got a little victim inside. Sliced it in half with one hit. Oh, those jiggle physics.
Watch this.
The slowdown is not doing the graphics any favors here. But the Matrix was brand new. The dismemberment does look quite good. That holds up well.
Show off. Bloodlust satisfied? Not bad. Shh. There's one. Use your aura sense to see it in the dark.
So we have Batman Arkham Asylum Detective Vision.
He's a big meal. Look how bright his aura is. He has no idea we're here.
He's not panicking or hurt. Yet.
This one's yours. Take him down or grab a bite to eat.
And obviously we are a vampire, so we'll be sucking a lot of blood. Now let's actually use our detective vision. They balanced it in this game, unlike in Arkham Asylum. It blurs the shit out of the screen. I really hate using aura vision, so I'm going to avoid it. But it's incredibly useful. It tells us all the vital stats of all the enemies nearby. It tells us where the nearest objectives are. But going to avoid using it. So we run up to an enemy. Just tap X, and they're dead on their feet. They can't retaliate, and we just drain them of all their blood.
Where to now?
You tell me. Use your aura sense.
I just said I don't want to use my aura sense. Looks fine in cutscenes, but there's not very much motion in cutscenes.
Guess we're done here. Let's go to the church.
Now we begin the actual game. Having performed so well during that tutorial. No need to save. Haven't actually done anything yet.
Damn bloodsuckers.
Careful with your relatives.
They should have more sense. Thanks for dragging me out here. I just love the water.
You're only half a vampire. A dip might hurt, but it won't kill you.
Sort of sticking a finger in my eye doesn't mean I have to do it.
No time for pleasantries, just like your half-sister.
I'm just confident in my abilities.
So am I. But this is your first assignment for the Brimstone Society, so everything must go according to plan. What do we know so far?
Fine. Newspapers claim the people of Morton, Louisiana are turning into some type of monster. They're calling them mutates. Doctors think a new disease is the cause, so they've quarantined the area.
You make me proud.
There are numerous known biological masses in town. They appear to be the carriers of the condition.
And that's where you come in. Destroy the sources of the infection. And as many of the infected townspeople as possible. The disease cannot spread beyond this village.
Sort of a radical cure, don't you think?
You'll be doing them a favor. In the final stages, their brains liquefy and run out their nose and ears.
Hell of a cold.
One of the biological masses was found at the end of this road, in a graveyard behind the church. We'll meet up there. What's that mound by the telephone pole?
What is it?
It was human. Might be remains from the final stages of the disease, but there's something not quite right about it. Let's check inside. Seems like somebody made their last stand here. Grab some guns if you want.
So, Louisiana's on lockdown, experiencing a plague that is killing everybody. Can't seem to play anything without it being disturbingly relevant. Up here on top of the church, if we break the cross, there'll be a huge thunderclap. We pissed off God. Good way to start the game.
Good thing we're not hypersensitive to holy items like some vampires.
You should be all set. I'm going to leaf through these documents. Maybe I can find something about past outbreaks of the disease.
I find BloodRayne, especially these early levels, to be a very cinematic type of game. Seems to be what they're going for. Because there are just a ton of cutscenes, all sorts of voice acting. It's pretty good voice acting, given the time frame. So I don't mind too much. Another thunderclap. Gotta get all the Easter eggs for some reason. That's the last of them, though. We are as far onto God's shit list as we possibly can get. So we got some guns. Rain is a terrible shot. And our enemies are undead, so they can take a lot of bullets. Best to just slash the hell out of them. Our ridiculously oversized arm blades seem to be much, much more effective than any amount of guns could be. Plus, they chop limbs off and send them flying off in the distance, which is incredibly satisfying. Nice thing about feeding is that it zooms in on your victim, which is nice because a lot of these character models are quite detailed. That guy had a bloated face, some of them have their eyes blasted out and what have you. Really, really gross character designs. We don't really have to be doing any of this right now. We can just follow the blue dot on our mini-map.
That wall stretches across the whole town, 30 feet high.
I can see that. So?
From what I understood, even the earliest French settlers feared something in these swamps.
Feared what?
What's this? After our dark year in 1873, the first stone of this great wall of fortitude was laid. With this plaque mounted in the year 1888 of our Lord, construction is complete. May this wall of fortitude, with the grace of God, shield us from evil and keep us safe, now and forever.
Seems like they built that wall for nothing.
I'm going to see what else I can find in those books. You should take out those biomasses. The first one's in the graveyard. I'll meet up with you later.
There are some awkward bits to the dialogue, where the characters will clearly say something to one another, and then the other person will respond by completely and abruptly changing the subject. Here's another thing you wouldn't really know unless you went into Aura Vision. But we're supposed to climb up on the telephone wire and walk right the hell out of the area. You could just stay there fighting the zombies for a very long time if you didn't realize that. As I did not in my blind playthrough. Prompts us to save between every loading scene. Uh-oh. An important reminder that water is not lethal, but it does deal damage over time. And we're in a swamp, making this an incredibly dangerous area. We can only carry one of the largest category of weapons, and I've selected the double-barrel shotgun, which is actually very, very powerful compared to our little pistols. Our pop guns are useless. Our shotguns are phenomenal. Killed 2 zombies at once. Let the legs running around hilariously. This game is really, really good. I have been a complete fool by not playing it for so many years. But this thing absolutely holds up. And it is very much my jam. I am into it. The extreme horniness of it all doesn't do much for me. It is International Asexuality Day when I'm recording this, and I am celebrating by being asexual, as I do every day. But I do find the extreme sexuality of our main character and her best friend to be very, very funny. All the camera angles that go out of their way to show off the jiggle physics gets me every time. Like, they put the characters in, like, leather nun outfits, yet they're still bouncing around like they're riding a roller coaster. Just madness. So gratuitous. I love it. Like, I imagine the director of the live-action movie had a real hard time rigging up some kind of jiggle physics approximator in his poor lead actresses. I wonder if that was a Uwe Boll joint.
Hey, sailor, you new in town?
Rain is so horny that she's hitting on a mutant spider. I don't even know what to make of that. Her voice acting is quite solid. Very, low energy, but it works for the character. She's like the female equivalent of your detached Chuck Norris type action hero. Guts everywhere. I should have eaten that guy, because I need the blood. But there will be plenty more blood where that came from. Hey, look, a biomass.
The biomass. It's a nest?
Of course it's a nest. So we've racked up a full blood rage meter. Let's activate that. It's Devil Trigger. Except it's all about slowdown. It's not actually that much of an enhancement to our damage output. It's just a whole bunch of slowdown. And new attack animations.
Well done. Strange creatures, aren't they?
Strange isn't the first word that comes to mind. What are they?
I'm not sure, but it seems they carry a disease that causes mutations in humans.
The mutates.
Right. And remember those sludge mounds we've been finding everywhere?
What about them?
Humans. Or what's left of them. The spider creatures regurgitate what they eat.
Strange doesn't even begin to cover it.
Hello? Hello? Somebody there?
Open up.
What, the morass was gone?
Is what gone?
The Marais wreck. Swamp monster. That's what the Creole call the creatures.
What, it gone?
Yes, now open the door.
Mon Dieu! Le diable!
Nice welcome for the rescue team. Who are you?
I'm Jean Sigmund. I'm the grave digger.
What happened here?
I don't know. I hid in here when those things came. They can't get in without them holes.
Jean, you stay put. This place is obviously safe. We'll bring other survivors here.
We not leaving?
Not yet. You'll be safe here for a while longer.
Okay. Send them here to Famille Termain Mausoleum and we wait.
If you find anyone that is healthy and alive, send them here. But don't forget about the nests.
Seems like they built that wall for nothing.
Maybe. Or maybe this time around, things got worse. These creatures are very insect-like. Seems every 30 years they swarm. I almost forgot. I have something for you. It's essentially a harpoon. It helps with feeding and has a decent range.
Thanks.
I'll protect the mausoleum. You go find those nests. I sketched out a map of approximate locations. The reports weren't exact, so you'll have to search the area thoroughly. Once you're back, we'll head over that wall. There must be some type of source where all these creatures come from. Need help? Use your aura vision. It will guide you to the right area. Look for the bright aura. If it's not exact, it will at least be very close.
That was completely useless advice. To tell us to walk over here. And Mintz gave us a Scorpion Get Over Here spike. We'll be getting a lot of use out of that thing. Probably immediately, because I need to feed right now. As soon as we load in here. Find somebody to eat. Yeah, I'm not in a great spot, because I pretty much have to take damage. Maybe if I land in the bed of that truck, I will only take a little bit of damage. It was too far away. There's a zombie. Just by holding the square button, we target the nearest enemy, drag him right over, pin him to the ground, drain him dry. all with one simple press of the button. Very intuitive that way. Quite user-friendly. Which is why I might be able to get away with blind playthroughs of later levels once I have a solid grasp of this game's design philosophy. Because this section of the level is nonsense. I absolutely could not figure it out for the life of me the first time I played it. When we do use our harpoon, it puts the enemy on the ground, which means we can't use them as a human shield while eating them. Makes things a little more dangerous. So, if we use our aura vision, it'll put a blue dot in here, which demands that we do have to enter this building. But the door's locked, and we just can't slash through it. And we can't use our kick to get through it. The kick only works on specific walls that have, like, cracks in them. Like this, but it has to be a specific type of crack that you can see through, with a transparent texture underneath. So we go all the way around. Here on the back, there is a back door, which happens to be unlocked. Once we're inside, then we can start kicking down walls. I guess I'm full on shotguns.
Oh, please don't kill me.
Go to the Famille Termaine Mausoleum. You'll be safe there.
Anything you say, just don't kill me, miss.
And that's why we had to go in here. Get that survivor who was completely surrounded by zombies and spiders. But he still needed saving. This door that's smashed down here, that was what was keeping us from breaking down the door. They have sturdy furnishings here in Louisiana. So we have to go into all of these buildings. And all of them have locked front doors. So let's try this process one more time. Go around the back. The back door is also locked. Now what do? We look for that. And we just kill everybody inside. Most importantly, this thing. Yeah, our attacks are quite pathetic when we're not in blood rage. It's gonna take a long time to grind down this here living tumor full of spiders. But I gotta save my blood rage for some reason. Giant enemy crab syndrome, mostly. We did get a level up of sorts. Every so often, we will gain an attack to our combos. So once I actually have an enemy, we'll get to test that out. This next room, though, is the one that stalled me for a really long time. Because we're in the swamp here, we can't touch the water. They basically taught us to play the floor as lava. Just never ever touch the water. And yet, I'll turn the camera here. This building and that one, they're fully submerged. There's no way into the building without going through the water. But the minimap says we gotta go in there. So, against all preservation instincts, we gotta jump in the water. Run on through. There's just no way to avoid the damage.
Bastard.
But we gotta kill these enemies. They provide mobile blood bags all along the way, and you're gonna need them because you have to take damage to get in here.
That bitch Marasa. I get my hands on her, I make her eat her magic.
Who?
Marasa. Fancies herself Marie Laveau voodoo priestess.
What about her?
She hook up with the old German who came here. She go out to both graveyard and she do black magic.
And she's responsible for this?
We, she and the German, scary man. She said she going out there to raise the mother of the underworld.
Must be one attractive lady. You better get going to the Female Termain Mausoleum. It's the only safe place in town.
I will.
Ah, the German. We are growing ever closer to the Nazis we'll be killing. They're coming to us, it looks like. Just gotta tank the damage on our way out of here. And repeat the process. Doesn't feel good, but do what you gotta do. I forget what I don't even think we have to do anything in this building. Just summon the spiders and then leave. I think. If I'm wrong, I'll have to run back in. But seems like that was it. Now we can telephone wire our way out of here. So yeah, that section, you would not want to have seen my blind playthrough of that. And this next section didn't treat me very much better. The loading screen there provides a very important hint that you probably missed, because I certainly missed it when I did my blind playthrough. Just the other day, having never played this game before. So we got lightning strikes. Very exciting, adds to the atmosphere. And there's a bit of monster infighting. If we allow the spiders to live, they will attack the zombies. First and foremost, though, one of the blue dots is right in front of us, inside this building, which means we gotta go through the water again. Because there's a nest inside. This is why you want your bloodlust. Your blood rage, actually. Gotta use the proper terminology. That way we can kill the nest really, really fast. And then get out of here. And that's probably enough blood rage. We can turn it off prematurely. Save a little tiny bit of it. And start accruing a little bit more. By slicing up spiders. We will actually get more blood if we manage to sneak up on enemies while they're unaware of us. But that is mostly done by hitting them with the harpoon while they're really far away, and could not have possibly become aware of us in advance. And of course, BloodRayne makes orgasm noises while drinking blood. Because why wouldn't she? I mean, it's supposed to be the opposite. The victims of vampire bites are supposed to feel euphoric. But in BloodRayne, everyone enjoys it to a creepy extent. And we already got our blood rage back. So we gotta get into this building Doors are locked. Zombies are everywhere. As we run around, the spiders will launch themselves out of the ground. Try and get a little monster infighting going. So we don't really need to fight these guys. So, nothing of value up on the roof, as was my first instinct when I played this. The blue arrow, well, the blue dot has turned into an arrow, indicating we need to go down. But how do we go down? We notice this. Rayne has unprecedented vertical movement, and we need to get used to that.
You shouldn't have guns.
It is uncommon for action heroes to have this sort of leap, so it's a bit awkward the way they implement it into level design. I had a real hard time finding that window to break through. Doesn't really jump out at you, and the aura vision does not tell you to head for that specific spot. So I had a hard time with this section. Got lost for a long time and just fought zombies. We got a 3-hit combo now. The third hit appears to be a spinning kick. Incredibly exciting. Can ignore the spiders, I think. Yeah, you guys stay in there. I will head through this wall.
Yeah, there, you ugly son of a bitch! Oh.
Easy with that thing. And who'd you call ugly?
Excusez-moi. I didn't mean to...
Save it. Just go to the Vermeil Main Mausoleum. You'll be safe there.
Well, I don't think so, you see. I got it pretty good right here. Yeah. All the guns I need
And it's only a matter of time before these things find a way in. I did. And what if your ammo runs out?
Well, maybe you got a point, but...
Take your gun and go. The gravedigger's already there. It's the safest place for now.
Gravedigger? Jean's alive? My brother-in-law? All right, I go. Excusez my manners. Adieu, mademoiselle.
Hold on there, Mr...
That would be a deputy Gordon.
Deputy Gordon. How about unlocking this thing?
Ah, oui, bien sûr. Sorry, so sorry. Say feedy. Well, I'm off now. Later.
Giving us little intro sequences for all our survivors, establishing their family histories and interpersonal relationships. We are gonna get to know and love this colorful cast of characters with their incredibly exaggerated Cajun accents. The exit is back on the first floor. And yeah, there's a shitload of guns in here. Let's try out this other shotgun for no real reason. Could be a downgrade from the shotgun I already had. I would have no idea. Let's try it out. Seems about the same as the last shotgun we had, in that it obliterates bodies. Guess we gotta tightrope out of here. Once again, the day is saved. And we head off into the night once again. You kind of figured that a intro level would have more story to it to get you into the general plot of the game, but really this is just a generic random mission that BloodRayne happens to be going on. for the Brimstone Society. Her introductory mission. We are gonna see her entire career with the Brimstone Society. I read the instruction manual for this game, and my favorite detail is that our heroine's name, her given birth name, is Rayne, spelled with a Y. But when she joined the Brimstone Society, they had to give her a secret name, because they're a secret society. Didn't want her to get found out by, you know, any potential enemies during their espionage missions or whatever the hell they get up to. So they gave her the code name BloodRayne. No one will ever know that BloodRayne is actually the half-vampire by birth Rayne. Anyway, we need to Santa Claus our way into this building. The chimney is the only entrance. And luckily, we are fireproof. Just stand on this 2D fire. And break through the wall. To the eager children. Waiting to have their stockings filled.
Don't piss me off.
Oh, that wasn't so good. Did not really realize he had dropped some dynamite at my feet. So now we're gonna need to feed. Several times. Yeah, sucking blood has a sort of built-in waiting mechanic to it, which is unfortunate. But, it's not that bad of a wait time to get your health refilled. It's the sort of thing I avoided when I played through the 2010 Splatterhouse, because that also had a mechanic whereby you could drain the enemies of their blood to refill your health. Shotgunner. But yeah, I found that mechanic to be overly burdensome during recording of Splatterhouse. Here, it is essential. You really can't avoid it. So I tried to do a little sequence breaking here.
I need another one.
Perhaps I still can. So we need to find a battery. If we had been to the other building, this manor is split up into two separate buildings. The one across here has a garage, and inside that garage is a car. And near that car is a battery.
A battery.
So if we had come here first, Rayne would have said nothing. But then when we found the elevator that needs the battery, she would have said, that car probably has a battery. As a hint to go back to the car. But this time she didn't know about the car. So we're doing it in this order. And off we go. Once again, good thing I have my blood rage filled, because the basement is flooded. I need to get out of here quickly. And I need to kill a nest first. I think my health ticks down less frequently when I'm in blood rage as well. There we go. That can do a lot of damage to you if you're not ready for it. Now we need to go up the stairs and probably rescue a survivor, because that seems to be the way this is going. Kill a nest, save a survivor. Just completely ignore the horrifying jump scares. Uh-oh. Ignore the shot or the machine gunner for a little too long. We'll play with it. That is a big-ass gun. Let's see. Apparently it only had one bullet left, because I shot it once, and then Rayne threw it away. That's disappointing. Pretty sure this other door is the one I need to go into, and of course it's locked, so I need to kick down a wall to get in there.
It's okay. Who are you?
That doesn't matter. Go to the Famille Termaine Mausoleum as quickly as possible.
Daddy!
Go.
Oh, Daddy. We hardly knew ye. Can't save 'em all, Rayne. They had to raise the stakes somehow. Why not randomly kill an unnamed character? I just enjoy that you can attack the books. If I wanted to spend a lot of time there, I could probably slice them all up.
Lovely.
We will spare some of the books. Just move on with our lives. After we feed. We cannot eat the spiders, though. Their blood is inadequate. Let's see. How do I get to our destination? Maybe I just go into the water. Live there, die there. Got the job done. And there's gonna be a lot more water in this next section. Still haven't saved the game, but I'm sure we'll be fine. I don't think I've even really used the harpoon yet. I used it once. I do enjoy how dismembered parts fly all over the place, even in the spiders. Did quite a good job with the physics.
Bastard.
Got a big spider. Give me a hard time. Yeah, that didn't go so well. I am right back where I started. Surely there are more victims scattered around here. Yeah, I figured there'd be more spiders first. Isn't that always the way? There's never a spider more than 5 feet away from you. Even at this very moment. Seems like our nest is inside this building. They also did a good job with the horror motif, having monsters jump out of the crawl spaces. That's pretty clever. This is not a horror game, so it's kind of out of place, but it adds to the atmosphere. The big red spiders have just way too much HP. The little beige ones fall apart in 1 or 2 hits. Got some blood here in the control room. Gotta get in there first. Don't know why they locked the door. Because you can just break through the glass. And he had plenty of blood in him, which I badly needed.
Is there no dry land anymore?
Tell me about it, Rain. This is quite a ridiculous way to start off a game, honestly. Having all this, basically no floor. Just the first level, you get no dry ground. Everything you do requires you to hurt yourself. Not that it's difficult, we do have a lot of HP to spend, but having to spend it everywhere we go, it's a lot for a first level. This particular water is even worse than all the rest of the water we've been through because it's electrified. Now we can shoot the nest, but obviously that'll take a very, very long time, even if we use our shotguns. Yeah, pathetic. We could try the dynamite. Haven't tried any of that. Yeah, that was relatively effective. The second stick I got here should kill it. Yeah. And somehow that taught me how to do a cool flip.
That's the last of them. Time to head back to the graveyard and meet up with Miss.
And mercifully, they just teleport us all the way back. Don't need to do all that backtracking.
Man!
Red Lord!
No one left. Damn it. Time to put an end to this. I'll find those bastards and rip their legs off one by one.
Well, it wasn't just nameless nobodies that they killed off. They killed everybody in our very first level. Even Sweet Mince. Good night, Sweet Mince. We thought we had a lifetime friend. But no, she's dead already. Distracted by a frog, then eaten by a scrotum spider from the planet Zen. Just like all of the former denizens of Louisiana? Probably. Gotta follow them through the hole they smash through the wall, because these spiders are unstoppable. I actually am gonna save this time. I think this is the last section of Louisiana.
Look who's stopping. Go ahead. Lead me to your nest.
We gotta chase the spider. And we actually do have to chase it. If it gets too far away, we will just lose this section of the level. Have to replay it. Luckily, it appears on our mini-map, so we don't have to necessarily keep it in sight. We can track it through the little blue arrow. And that's going to give us some free time where we don't have to do any combat. So it probably seems pretty ridiculous that I'm playing this game in 2021. But I'm probably not the only one, because this game was re-released in, I think, November of last year? Pretty sure that's right. They put it out on Steam as BloodRayne The Terminal Cut, which is an excellent name, referencing the original developers, Terminal Reality, and also acknowledging that it's the final cut. It does imply that there would be additional content, which, as far as I can tell, is not the case. I'm pretty sure it's just this exact game, upscaled, with higher resolution, and it actually plays on modern PCs, which the original release of BloodRayne did not work well on Windows 10. So, finally, as of just about 6 months ago, people can play BloodRayne on modern PCs. A dream come true, I imagine. I mean, it is for me, but I don't have a modern PC. My computer's a decade old, so I am playing it on the PS3 before it gets delisted in July.
Mother of God, what is that? Only one way to find out.
Seems like we found the queen of the underworld, or whatever the thing is called. It'll tell us, yeah, queen of the underworld. Got it in one. I suspect that might be some kind of final boss for our first level.
It's enormous. What the fuck?
It went underground somehow. Under the world, you might say. See if we can't top off our health first. Because this might be a bit of a challenge. See if we can get over there without hurting ourselves. Just walk right through the boat, why don't you? I didn't even know these boats were destructible. I mean, this one probably isn't. This seems like hard level architecture. Top off my health. And we can jump off them early and get shot immediately, necessitating us to refill our health again. So when enemies are on the ground, they can get back up, obviously. But I think it's also possible... Let's try something. Pull him over. Yep, and then he'll flop around. Still be able to attack us. But we can't attack him at this point. Our attacks will just sail over his head. So it's not a good idea. There we go. We are able to just barely attack him with some of our hits. But it's kind of awkward. It sort of gives them an advantage. I am not following the blue dot on my minimap, as I ought to be. I hate doing that side flip. I never ever mean to do it.
A voodoo ritual to awaken the mother of the underworld. Either she's a smoker, or someone was just here. Hello?
Well, let's kill the queen. Just the ultimate spider with mantis claws. You can sort of strafe around it, and in doing so, most of its attacks will miss. But when those attacks hit, they do so much damage. And there are no more zombies to refill our health. And we do not have a lot of ground to navigate. I'm trying to save my blood rage. But let's use it now. We don't have a lot of reach on this thing. It's too far above the ground for most of our attacks. We can attack while jumping, but it's less effective. If we do enough damage, we will knock it down, and then we'll get to do a lot of attacks for free. But I don't seem to have done that. And I might end up dead here. Wouldn't surprise me. Guess I'll just try and charge up another Blood Rage. Baiting out attacks and slashing whenever I get the opportunity, because there's not a lot of strategy. Oof. Yeah, things are not looking good. For our first mission, we might be going to meat mince a little early. Or get turned into mince meat. There we go. We'll see if we can do that a little better. Wonder if it'll start us with the same HP we came in here originally with. I assume it will. And we can skip that cutscene, fortunately. But it does start us with full HP. That's nice of them. Let's see if we can speedrun our way over there. Get right into take 2. There's the voodoo ritual. And there's the queen. With some zombies this time. Already getting myself hit. There we go. Start with Blood Rage. This way our attacks will all be building up to a second Blood Rage. We'll be more likely to initiate it while it is still useful. Yeah, I think we did a little more damage this time. But we're already quite low on HP. Try dynamite. Not great for us. Mostly because I have no good place to put it without blowing myself up. Ah, but it did knock down our queen. Let's try this. Yeah, the queen killed our zombie, obviously. Saw that coming. One nice thing about the guns is that they will hack up the spiders really quickly. And obviously they will hit the queen. but she's doing a lot of hitting of us. So, this is one instance where my blind run went much, much better than this practiced run, and I'm not entirely sure why. All I did was randomly hammer buttons on my blind run. Doesn't seem to be working this time. At least it is nice and quick to get back there. I should clean out the zombies since they are of no use to us once the fight starts. But that takes time. And if there's one thing I don't got, it is patience. Let us try starting with dynamite. That worked well. I got one of her big legs off already. Just hacking at a random nub doesn't seem to be doing very much damage. Oh, there we go. I found a sweet spot. Completely obliterated her health bar. Get her with another dynamite. And shotgun her to death. That went a lot better. Yep. I would do a celebratory dance too.
Back to sleep for you. Ah, did you eat something that isn't agreeing with your tummy? Glowing ribs?
I believe you have what I'm looking for. You might say I'm a collector of these things.
Oh, God.
Not personal, although I will enjoy this greatly.
So our first mission got us to find some kind of stake that is so powerful that it causes you to stab yourself. And a Nazi wanted it and stole it from us. From right out of our guts. After we stabbed ourselves. That is an excellent stopping point. Because we've introduced the Nazis. There's going to be a time jump into the next section of the game. And then we will get into the meat of the game. Wherein we will actually get to kill some of these Nazis. I am looking forward to it, because so far, BloodRayne is right up my alley. And hopefully you've either never experienced the game before yourself, and have been waiting for me to do it, or you're enjoying this revisit, as I certainly am. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time in Argentina.